a love story. There is no toxicity in there.
Happy Thursday and welcome to Better Comma podcast. Here we are sharing our 5 underrated books and 2 honorable mentions. And here we go. Collette, would you like to start with your first book?
Yes. If you have watched us, you have known that I have mentioned this before. I don't feel like it gets enough hype. It's the Rise and Fall series from A.E. Valdez. Love it, read it, enjoy it. It's great. It's a love story. There is no toxicity in there. It's not the main plot line.
Okay,
yeah. But there's some in there. But, it's just about growth, falling in love, finding yourself. Kyrell is my boo. If you watch the Book Booze video, Kyrell is in book number 2. The first book is All I've Wanted, All I've Needed. It's great. Just the whole series is great. I love everybody's love story. It's fantastic. Highly recommend. What about you, Liz? What's your first recommendation?
Let's see. So all of mine for this round are young adult. And so the first one I'm going to start off with is the Uglies series by Scott Westerfeld, but it's 3 books and then there's an additional book, but it's not like the same storyline. Really good. It was recommended to me, and I didn't hear it anywhere at the time. So I don't know if maybe it was popular when it came out. The Uglies by Scott Westerfeld. Here's one of the books. Yeah, this is the first one.
Uglies book series, Scott Westerfeld. Oh, look at that. Oh, you can get the box set for $27.
Yeah.
It's 4 books. Okay. It has 4.8 stars.
They have a surgery. God, maybe I need to reread them. I just remember I couldn't put them down. Like I read through them right away, and it was such a good series. And I didn't really hear
stars
about it.
That's actually pretty good. I might have to get that. Okay.
No, it was. Yeah. They're basically just kept in a mental state, and yeah. So that's my first.
Okay. My second story, series is an unfortunate fairy tale series by Chanda Hahn. I had told Liz about it, and it got her out of a reading slump. I go back and I reread these books every single year. I don't care. I reread them all the time. I love it. It's great. It's about Nena and Teague, and I can't remember his name because he's a factor, but he's not a factor. Jared.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I agree.
He's a factor, but he's not a factor. But like that story, I'm sorry. I felt like that was under the radar. That is a true YA to me. Like I would have my niece read that, who is 14, 13, child. I don't know. I have a bunch of them. Anyway, I'd allow her to read that. It's a great, great series. It's a fairy tale. Unfortunate. It goes over a lot of the Grimm's fairy tales, and it's set in modern day. So it's kind of an urban fantasy, I guess you would say. Fantastic. I absolutely loved it. I absolutely loved it. That is one of my favorite books, like ever, of all time. And it's a YA, but there we go. What about you, Liz?
My next one is a series, also YA, in the fantasy world. And again, if this was popular when it first came out, I'm sorry. When I heard of it, it wasn't something that was out there like that. I'm sorry. Daughter of Smoke and Blood. I'm devoured it. I loved it. Loved it. Yeah. It was just it has angels and there's like war and chimeras and it was good. I read it. Yeah. Read it. Add it to your TBR.
I have that on my TBR already, and I literally just happened across it, and I've never heard anyone talk about it. And then you were like, "Yeah, I read this," and I was like, "Wait, what? No one else has read this."
No, yeah, it was really, really, really good. What's your next one?
My next one is the Nena Night series. Oh, the book is up there. I'm not gonna get it. Nena Night series by Yasmin Angoe. It's 3 books. Fantabulous. It is like Colombiana.
Ooh.
Like, and then the way she writes it, like, I can literally see it as it's happening. Her writing skills are immaculate. Like, you can literally picture this whole scene in your head as she's writing it. It's great. I love it. And it's about a young girl. Actually, I talked about this on our very first video we ever did for our podcast. About a young girl who came from this African village, and they raided her village and they sold her into trafficking, and some stuff transpired and she finally got adopted, and she basically turns into an assassin, but it goes from there. It is fantastic. I absolutely loved it. I feel like not enough people talk about it. Great series. Fantastic. Highly recommend. And your next one, Blueface?
So my next one is The Thousandth Floor. And it is by Katharine McGee. I don't have the first one right now because someone's reading it. But I believe this is the second one. And basically they live in a time where everybody lives in this tower and it goes up 1,000th floor. The creator of the tower lives up, the higher you are, the more money you have. And it follows a group of friends, and at the top floor is the creator's family. And it's the daughter, the stepson, the mom, and the dad. And they basically had the daughter like created to be the most beautiful person. But it follows all of their lives. And there's a murder and drama and it was good. I liked it a lot. I haven't finished. There's 3 books in the series. I haven't finished the last one, but I didn't hear enough. It was good. It was like Gossip Girl.
Oh, okay.
In like the future. Yes, that's the perfect way to Gossip Girl. It reminded me of Gossip Girl. Yeah. Yeah. And then the other series that I mentioned, I didn't mention the author. The author, it's Laini Taylor.
Okay.
Laini Taylor, The Daughter of Blood and Smoke. Really good.
Collette. All right. My next book is The End Game. Right up here. Where we go. Boom. Right there. See it? It is a part of a series. The series are interconnected, but you don't have to read one to understand another. That's the same thing as the Rise and Fall series. Like, you can read one book. You don't have to, like, the characters are all involved in the books. They know each other, but every individual story is different.
Got it.
So with this one, he is the younger cousin. The very first book is called Saving Sunflower, which I actually really enjoyed. He is the younger cousin. He goes off to college. He is a quarterback for a D1 school. He sees this girl. He's like, that's my wife. And it goes from there. And really it's young love, They're in college, they're figuring it out. She is a mom already. She has like a 2-year-old, and he loves the daughter. Like, you can't tell him that's not his child. It's great. I absolutely loved it. I highly recommend it. It's also available on Kindle Unlimited, but I thought it was so good I had to get the physical book. Like, I loved it. He is another one of my book bays, Josiah. Love him. Love him. So yes. Sun series. Who is this by? What's her name? Rae Lyse. That's her name. Rae Lyse. Check it out. What's your next one?
So my next one is one that we both read and we both enjoyed. It's The Paper Magician.
Yes.
I don't think it got enough hype, but when I was looking it up, I guess there was going to be Disney picked up the rights to a movie, but I don't remember a movie coming out. Basically it follows this young girl during a time where you go to school for the magically inclined and you get to pick your craft. And she picks to be a major magician, meaning she gets to manipulate paper and use it and all that. So then once you pick, you get a mentor. She goes to live with this mentor, and he's known to be a recluse. Like, he's let his house go, he's let his lawn go, and you find out that it's because he lost the love of his life. And of course there's a bad guy, and they have to figure all that out. I believe it's 3 books, and then there was a 4th book, but it does not follow the main characters. It's like a spin-off. But we both enjoyed that series a lot.
Yeah.
So The Paper Magician by Charlie N. Holmberg.
Yeah, I really loved it. I remember you let me read that. You told me to read it. And I was texting you like, wait, does this happen? Does this happen? Is he going to die? Is she going to die? And Liz was like, I don't know, Collette. Read. You've been doing this to me for years. Just tell me what's going to happen.
No, but.
All right. And then my 5th and final one, I have 2 honorable mentions, but my 5th and final one for the actual list was one of my favorite series from 2023. And I feel like that was underhyped. No one talked about it. I'm very upset. The Kingdom of Crows by Olivia Wildenstein, which is House of Beating Wings, House of Beating Oats, and House of Striking Oats, and House of something else. Anyways, the point is, it is fantabulous. Like, I'm very upset no one's talking about it. I think I've seen 2 people talk about it.
Okay.
I follow her on Instagram. I love it. I thought it was great. Lorcan is also a book bae.
Yeah, I remember. Because I was like, Lorcan, you're not even there yet. You're like, no.
Lorcan is a book bae. He is in that series. He is, as I explained to Elizabeth, he is Damon and Klaus from Vampire Diaries if they were on HBO. Like, it's fantastic. I absolutely love it. It's about, this one also has Irish roots, I guess you would say, and some Latin. Some of the words they say, and I'm just like, girl, what? Latin like Italian. You know what I mean? You know how it's derived from Latin? Okay, just want to make sure. But it's about this girl. She is essentially frowned upon because she is considered less than. She has rounded ears. She's half fae. And they have this thing where these beasts are attacking people, and she can talk to beasts or communicate with them. And she grew up with the prince. They went to school together and everything because her grandfather was like the general for the king or whatever. So she was able to go to like a better school than a normal human, I guess. So she grew up with the prince. They were friends. They grew up together. She's been in love with him since forever. And first kiss, first everything. And so she goes to this party because he's having a party at the palace. But again, she's frowned upon. So she can't go to that. She can only go to school. And she goes off to this other party, like in the woods with the lesser people. And the witch tells her, if you go do this quest, you'll end up married to the king. And she was like, oh, we're going to be together. So she goes and does the quest, and it goes from there. And it's great. It is fantastic. I absolutely love it. She was a brat until she wasn't. But the point is, there's growth. And that's awesome. And everybody should read it. But if you read anything, I recommend it, all of that, read that. And then the Rise and Fall series. But yeah, great. And what's your list?
Okay. So it's one I know the author is well known, but I don't. Did you ever read Tithe by Holly Black?
Mm-mm.
It's like an old school. It's definitely YA, and let me just read. It's the main character, 16 years old, fierce and independent, travels from city to city with her mother's rock band until an anonymous attack forces her back into her childhood home. There, amid the industrial blue-collar New Jersey backdrop, Kay soon finds herself an unwilling pawn in an ancient power struggle between two rival fairy kingdoms. So it's not just like the pretty stuff that we hear of the fairies and all that stuff, which I really like.
That.
Huh?
I feel like all of her books are like that.
Yeah, and I like that because it, for instance, story time.
It's more traditional, I think.
Yes, because those stories were written for us to be cautious and careful. Mm-hmm. So on my TikTok, I started getting the fairy portal TikToks. And I was talking to my niece and I was like, she's like, what? I would jump right in it. And I'm like, you know why? Because you don't read the books that I read. Because I hear what they do to people like us. So I don't know that I would jump through that portal.
Right.
But so yeah, she shows the darker side. And I like that. Not that I like well, whatever.
Holly Black, right here.
Yeah. Yeah. She's a great writer.
That series was great. I loved it.
Yeah, she's a great writer.
Yeah.
So it's 3 books. And good. They're good. They're good.
I've never heard of Tithe. Hold, please.
Mm-hmm.
Liz, I can't buy nothing. This is why I'm getting stuff on Kindle Unlimited, because I can't buy nothing. So can't buy anything. Tithe, Holly Black. Holly Black. Oh my God. They have special edition. This is gorgeous. Tithe, Valiant, and Ironside.
Mm-hmm.
$21 for all 3 books.
Yeah, I got them from my used bookstore. One of them that I go to.
Can you see it? Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I really, really, really enjoyed it.
That is really pretty. But yeah, I'm gonna have to get that. Add to my TBR. And then I have 2 honorable mentions.
And these are also that are like underrated, they're just honorable. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because for me, I just realized when I had made the list that everything I recommended were from series. So I wanted to give you, if you don't want to do series, because I understand some people don't want to have to buy multiple books. I have a few standalones. So my first standalone is Love Radio. It's over there, child. It'll be on the screen. Love Radio by Ebony LaDelle. I loved it. It is a YA. It's about coming of age, finding yourself, falling in love for the first time, learning to trust your decisions. Right. And then sometimes being put in situations where you are the child and you have to parent the parent, or taking on more responsibility than you should. You're not even able to do what you have to do, So
yeah,
it's a really great book. It gave me, if any of you have read what I read when I was in high school, which is like Omar Tyree, Eric Jerome Dickey, those type of vibes, it was very much like that. It was very nostalgic for me. I absolutely loved it. It was the cutest little book. Loved it. Highly recommend. And then the second honorable mention I have that I tell everybody to read, because no one is talking about this book. As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow, go read it. It's great. That's it. And the thing is, when I looked up the author, it's really about her. So it's a love letter to Syria. She's Syrian. And she basically wrote it like a fiction, but it's about her and what happened when Syria went into that civil war, and she had to essentially figure out whether or not she wanted to stay there and fight for her country or escape and live a life, and she had her brother, she had her brother's wife. And then there is a triangle, but not really, but you have to read it to understand. It was really good. I cried in that book. I clapped in that book. I remember reading it. Mike's like, "Why are you clapping for a book?" It's like, you don't understand. You don't get it. It's great. Loved it. So yeah, I highly recommend that. It's just an awesome story. I think it should get way more hype than it does. And yeah, those are my two.
So I misunderstood the assignment. I thought we were just like honorable mention, like books that we really enjoyed that people don't really talk about. And well, yeah, then I didn't misunderstand. So my two, which I know Horns is a movie, but I still to this day, I don't even think I think
that movie got a lot of hype. I only remember it because Harry Potter was in it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think people only knew about it because he was in the movie was good. First of all, I applaud him because he does a lot of indie movies.
He really does.
And I believe that, but anyways, so Horns, Joe Hill.
So you keep telling me about this book. I'm going to have to check it out.
So good. So good. Basically, a guy wakes up with horns.
What?
It makes okay. Yes, he wakes up with horns. But when he was younger, he was in a relationship with this girl. She got murdered. They're saying it was him. It wasn't him. He wakes up one morning with horns. These horns make people only tell the truth to him. Yeah. And he starts looking for the murderer. And he like the whole town turned on him because of it. So, and then my next one is one of my reads from last year. And it's Anatomy, a Love Story. The second book came out, and I'm not allowed to buy any books this month, Collette, so I can't get it. But I've talked about it before.
Yeah.
It's so good. She wants to practice anatomy, and during this time period, girls can't. But there's like a lot of poor people going missing. So there's that mystery. And then there's a boy that helps her gets dead bodies that she could practice on. And, there's love there. And it was really good. It's by Dana Schwartz, and she's so cute. I follow her on Instagram. She's amazing. So yeah.
Yeah, nothing says love like getting dead bodies for somebody.
And it was a Reese book club for the YA.
Oh,
and,
really?
But again, I don't really hear people. It was so well written, and the story is so good, and I don't think it gets enough hype right here. And it's pretty. It looks like a heart, but it's really a girl.
Wait, what?
You see it?
Oh, it is a girl.
Right? So pretty.
Oh, that was actually pretty fly.
And the other one's the same way, the new one. So those are my books. I have lots to recommend, though.
Right? So let us know if you want us to recommend. If you want us to recommend like per genre, like if you want us to do romance, Rex, or thriller, that's Liz, Rex, or wood novels.
Yep,
that's me. I got you. But let us know if you want us to do any of those, or if you want us to, spread different or talk about different ones like we just did. Because everything I talked about was fantasy, Black love. This one chick from Syria. I don't know what it's not a fantasy. It's fiction. It's not even a fiction because it's about her life, but it's written in a fictitious way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't even know how to classify that.
Coming of age, no.
Yeah. I mean, it can't be coming of age because it's literally about the civil war in Syria, but it's a great read. So yeah. Let us know. Will you get any of those? You can recommend us some books. Not that we need anymore, but again, it's fine.
Oh no, I need more.
It's fine. We'll take
it. Yeah.
But thank you so much for watching. As always, you guys, we really appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe. Everything will be linked below as far as following us on Instagram, TikTok, all of that. YouTube, not YouTube. Jesus, you're on YouTube. Facebook. But we will see you all next Thursday, and bye.